It is a quiet force. It's a kind that walks into a room before the man does. No words, no announcements, just presence. You feel it. She feels it. Everyone does. It is not arrogance. It is not fake confidence. It is the raw essence of a man who is full of power, full of focus, full of seed. This is the semen retention aura. And women, whether they admit it or not, instinctively submit to it. It's not because they are weak, but because their biology recognizes a man who is in his natural order. Not chasing, not begging, not spilling his power to every screen in fantasy. He is the container. He is the source. And she feels safer in his gravity than in the chaos of the modern world. If you are serious about mastering this path, about understanding the untouchable edge of masculine energy, join our private Telegram channel. The link is in the description. We go raw, deep, and real every single day. Now listen carefully. This is not fantasy. This is not mythology. This is evolutionary biology meeting modern discipline. When a man holds his semen, his entire hormonal, neurological, psychological, and spiritual system begins to shift. Semen is not waste. It is the most information-dense biological substance in your body. Each ejaculation contains over 200 vital nutrients, including zinc, selenium, magnesium, and the full spectrum of amino acids, along with billions of sperm cells encoded with DNA. When you release frequently, your body becomes depleted, tired, foggy, easily influenced. But when you retain, your body begins to reabsorb and transmute that energy. Testosterone stabilizes, dopamine sensitivity resets, cortisol levels drop, your voice gets deeper, your posture corrects itself, your eyes sharpen, your skin glows. You start radiating a frequency of inner power that cannot be faked. Women feel that deeply, instinctively. Why? Because women are biologically wired to seek protection, leadership, and emotional stability in a partner. That wiring is not some modern invention. It is millions of years old. Your subconscious mind is scanning for one thing. Can this man hold space? Can this man protect, lead, and provide stability when the storm comes? A man who chases porn, chases validation, chases pleasure. He gives off the opposite frequency. Weakness, distraction, dissolution. But a man on retention radiates self-possession. He does not chase, he attracts. Not because he is trying to, but because his biology and psychology are in alignment with natural masculine polarity. Let us go deeper. The female nervous system is far more sensitive than the male's. Women pick up on scent, tone of voice, micro-expressions, and emotional incongruence faster than men. It is not always conscious. It is instinctual. When you are on retention, your scent changes. Your pheromones, driven by testosterone, begin to increase in potency. You start emitting an invisible signal. It is not cologne. It is chemical communication. Your body says, I am full. I am potent. I am not chasing you. I am building something greater. And her body hears it. She may not understand it, but she feels it. Her voice changes. Her posture softens. Her eyes dilate. She becomes more feminine around your masculinity. Not because you said something clever, but because your energy is undeniable. Now add this. Voice tonality. When you retain, your voice gets deeper, more grounded, more resonant. That is not an accident. It is hormonal. Testosterone thickens the vocal cords. But more than that, retention reduces nervous energy. You speak slower. You pause more. You do not rush to fill silence. You are not performing. And that calmness, that unshakable presence, is what penetrates her emotional field. Not through words, but through being. Now let us bring in the brain. The limbic system, the emotional brain, is the part responsible for attraction, threat detection, and social intuition. And women have a larger, more active limbic system than men. And that means they are constantly scanning for energy. When they encounter a man on retention, their limbic system detects something rare. A lack of neediness, a stillness, a steadiness. The modern world is full of men who are emotionally fragmented, chasing highs, constantly leaking their life force. But a retained man stands out without trying. He is like a mountain in a world of waves, and women biologically are drawn to the mountain because it represents home, strength, direction, safety. But this is not just about sex or attraction. It goes deeper into psychology and spiritual chemistry. A man who retains begins to operate on delayed gratification that separates him instantly from 99% of men. In a world where dopamine is cheap and instant pleasure is one tap away, a man who controls his urges is a rebel, a leader, a king. Women feel it, and they respond with respect, with surrender, softness, not out of weakness, but because his strength activates her femininity. This is polarity. This is nature. This is sacred geometry between masculine and feminine energy. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you met a man who needed nothing from a woman? Not her body, not her attention, not her approval? That man is rare. That man is magnetic. That man becomes the gravitational center in any room. Semen retention builds that man, because instead of leaking life, you store it, and that storage becomes power. It shows up in your discipline, in your eyes, in your walk, in your ability to stay calm in chaos. There is another layer, ojas. In yogic science, ojas is the subtle essence of vitality and immunity. It is built through semen retention, right diet, meditation, and breathwork. Ojas gives you glow, presence, charisma, spiritual gravity. It is what makes sages, warriors, monks, and leaders feel radiant without saying a word. The man who cultivates ojas through retention does not need to convince. He simply is. And women feel that ojas like heat, like magnetism, like a lighthouse cutting through fog. Science backs it up too. Studies show that after just 7 to 14 days of retention, testosterone levels rise, confidence increases, focus sharpens. After 21 days, dopamine receptors begin to reset, making life richer. At 30 days and beyond, your body enters a state of balance. High energy, low anxiety, deep sleep, sharp cognition. Your eye contact strengthens, your decision-making improves, your emotional resilience multiplies. You stop reacting. You start responding. And that shift alone changes everything about how women experience you. Most women today are surrounded by men who are boys in disguise, full of lust, low on purpose, easily triggered, emotionally inconsistent. When they meet a man on semen retention, it is not just attractive, it is confusing. They do not know whether to be afraid, impressed, aroused, or humbled. Because deep down, their nervous system has not felt that presence in years, if ever. That is why the submission happens automatically, not as a choice, but as a biological surrender to strength. Let us be clear. True submission is not about control or force. It is about a woman's nervous system finally relaxing into a man's presence because she feels safe. Not physically alone, but spiritually, emotionally, energetically. When a man carries the full charge of his life force, she does not feel the need to test him, challenge him, or lead him. She can finally let go. She can breathe. She can be feminine. Because he is fully masculine. Now think about how powerful this is. Not just in dating, but in life. The semen retention aura is not for attraction. It is for transformation. You become the man who walks differently, who speaks with less, who achieves more with less effort. Because your energy is dense, your field is strong, your boundaries are clear. You know who you are. And women feel that truth. Truth makes them lean in. It makes them ask questions, makes them want to serve, to support, to align. This is why the most powerful men in history, warriors, sages, monks, artists, practiced some form of semen conservation. They knew that this was not about superstition. It was about energy, about power, about reclaiming control over the most sacred fuel of your body. Your semen is not just sperm. It is the symbolic essence of your ability to create. Life, ideas, empire. When you lose it constantly, you become hollow. When you retain it, you become whole. So what happens when you hold your seed for 30 days? 60, 90, you become undeniable. Women change around you. Men respect you more. Animals even behave differently, because you are no longer broadcasting desperation. You are radiating sovereignty. That is the real shift. That is the real reason women instinctively submit. Not to your words, not to your muscles, but to your energy, your mastery, your calm. It is time to stop wasting it. Stop chasing. Stop releasing for 5 seconds of pleasure that leaves you drained. Reclaim it. Hold it. channel it, transmute it into your purpose, into your mission, into your kingdom. And you will see the world responds differently to a man who walks full. And again, if you are serious about this path, if you want exclusive practices, brotherhood, raw truths, and retention rituals they do not allow on public platforms, join our Telegram channel. Link is in the description. Stay grounded, stay sovereign, stay full.